Came through cause I'm saved. Need a meal before fade. I see them look at me days. Had a sauce dripping just say. Ask about me from early. All my man them I say.
Hey guys, it's Myra here from Mind Body Soul UK, and I'm here today with a very special guest, Double S. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I go by the name of Double S. My real name's Bashir. I'm Muslim. I do music. Obviously got a few businesses as well, just trying to sort out a few stuff obviously during the pandemic. But yeah, life is good, man. Obviously we're just trying to move. Yeah,
Yeah. Love that. Yeah. Love the energy. How long have you been doing music for?
I've been doing music since I was 14 years old, but professionally since I was 17 years old. I did well, man. I think I did well anyway. I've toured with Diversity, toured with Skepta, the likes of Chipmunk. I did well. I was in a group called Marvel as well. So it's just different experiences, but obviously it teaches you so much different things as well at the same time.
Yeah, amazing. And do you think that music is a great way of helping you ease your mind?
100%. I feel like sometimes it's like you can have a conversation with someone, or music is like, it's like a letter. Do you know what I mean? Music is like, it's a way to, for me, it's my form of venting. It's my form of saying how I feel, regardless of if it's positive or if it's negative.
Yeah.
If I want to have a conversation with you, for example, and I feel like you might not listen or you might talk over me or whatever, music to me is that basically me saying exactly how I feel, and I don't have to dumb it down like it's just me expressing myself to the highest I could. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it, man.
What was the biggest inspiration behind you starting your music journey?
The biggest inspiration, I think my biggest inspiration was, like me being able to just basically say how I feel. I feel like sometimes a lot of people don't allow you to kind of say how you feel, especially in this day and age, because they might have, whether it's agendas or whatever. But music is a form of, it's life as well, because I think life takes you so many different places. I'm a Pisces, so I was born in March, so it's like we kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
So
it's your
like,
birthday soon then?
Yeah, I'm getting old, man.
How old are you?
I'll be 31 in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not old.
But yeah, like I think after you get to a certain age don't really mean nothing to me anyway. I think it's just another year on top of for the tally. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. How important is it for you to stay true to yourself and others?
It's so important to stay true to myself, because I think that's where the blessings come from.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're true to yourself, it's more easier to stay true to others. Do you get what I mean? It's like I've got this thing now, obviously the older I got, to not lie to myself about things. So I think the more I don't lie to myself about things, I don't put myself in problems or situations where before I might have to get myself out of that situation, and it's only because I'm not being honest or true to myself. Do you know what I mean? So with others, it allows me to be honest with others as well, being real and just honest with myself as well.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, because the more you can like keep it real with yourself, love yourself, the more you'll be able to do that with other people as well. So I think that's really important. What do you think are the positive 100%. And negative effects of staying true to yourself and other people?
Okay, so the positives about it, I think you get to because I learned this from like my elders, where they're so honest and real with themselves that we kind of started doing it. Or there's a certain way my dad might act, or a certain way my uncle acts, and because they're so spiritual and so Islamic, for example, that you're seeing that as, okay, that's the right way of doing things. So that's the positives, because people can learn from each other. Iron sharpens iron. The negatives about it is, if people are not ready for you being honest and everything, you're going to be seen as the bad person. Do you get what I mean? Like, sometimes energy is like a bit too much for some people as well. Some people can't handle the light. I guess that's the best way to put it. And then some other people, for example, they can. And I think me and my friend Shaka, we've got this thing where you have to find your tribe. So people that kind of do the way you kind of do them, I think it's more easier that way. Do you know what I mean? So there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Like, I call it like a soul tribe, that the people that you connect with on a soul level, like you need to keep them close to you. And
Yeah,
you know, you can always tell who the real ones are. You can always
exactly.
tell. Would you say there's a lot of pressure overall in the entertainment industry for
Of course,
people to like,
energy never lies, man. Energy never lies.
yeah. Do you think there's a lot of pressure in the entertainment industry for people
For
to
people
express themselves?
definitely, man. I think, especially the older you get, I think when you're younger, you're more free. So
Yeah.
when you're kind of more free, it allows you to kind of explore different things and not take this too serious. But even then, I would say have guidance, for example, or have someone that knows what they're doing in that department of things. The older you get, I think it pushes you to kind of do it by yourself. So the pressure comes from the fact that it's like, okay, if I did a freestyle or I did a song that went top 10 or number one, let's say, I've got pressure to kind of maintain that thing there. So even down to, I watch like a lot of American battle rap, and in American battle rap, it's like you can win 5 to 10 times, but then if a new guy comes, you lose one. He hasn't got it no more. But I've been doing it for 10 years, let's say, for example. So what do you mean I don't have it no more? But that's the pressure. So it's always, you have to maintain. So one thing I would say is it keeps you on your toes. That's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to get tested in life. I feel like if you stop getting tested, you stop growing as well.
Definitely. I agree with that. It's like life is full of challenges, and
exactly, yeah.
It's just about conquering those challenges. That's how I look at it.
It's very true.
Do you think people conforming to society's standards plays a huge part in mental health?
Yeah, I do. The reason I do is because I think if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's like, okay, we all have different, let's say I'm Ugandan, you could be from a different country. Let's say if you was Jamaican, then that's how your family does things. That's what mentally will keep you in the norm. And then I might have my thing, for example, that will mentally keep me in the norm now. Because society's tried to make us all see things the same way, some things that, like, it's like, say, for example, me, I'm a man, for example. I think I'm not allowed to be weak because of what I know. Like, okay, let's say if women are more stronger than us, for example, as people from what I know, I have to be ready for any and everything, whether it's towards my mum, towards my sister, towards, let's say if I've got a wife, for example, I have to be ready as a man. Do you know what I mean? That's my role to play here, for example. Now, some people, they're so, I want life easy, or maybe we're supposed to just be here to do love or whatever, which is fully understandable. But at the same time, if you understand your role, it makes the whole world go round properly. Do you get what I mean? Let's say.
Yeah.
I think that's how society's just changed like a lot of narratives. But I think if you understand yourself, for example, what you're meant to be doing here, you're supposed to get back on track and do what you're meant to be doing. You're not supposed to really watch what society kind of says or thinks.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I think it's all about your purpose and just living in your purpose. Yeah, because a lot of people rush into things and then it's like they're not really living in their purpose, and then they're just confused about life. So I just think it's really important.
It's happened to me with music, let's say, for example, because I always say my household was, everything was perfect. Like in how my parents raised me, governed me, but then I learned so much stuff outside that I thought that was my life, but it wasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So what does good mental health mean to you?
Good mental health is being able to wake up in the morning and continue doing what you're meant to be doing as a person. If you've got good mental health, you're able to structure and organize. Let's say, for example, school. I always use the school analogy. In school, we've got a certain structure before we get tested at the end of the year. But those things, for example, they strengthen us, for example. And I think if I wake up and I'm not able to look after my family, for example, I'll mentally not, it won't be well as much as I'm playing it cool. Yeah. If I'm not a good friend to my friend, for example, it'll be cool. Like I can maybe survival mode, for example. You can try to do survival mode, but that's not mental health really, because you have to keep on dodging and weaving things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you might have to not talk to people in the right manner because you think that you're this person at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So good mental health to me is just being able to do what you're meant to be doing. And like this is why a lot of people need God. If you don't have God, for example, then you're gonna have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, and sometimes by yourself, certain stuff I think you have to give it to the powers that are bigger than you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way of explaining it. Have you ever struggled with your mental health at all?
Definitely. I think we all kind of have a certain sense of mental health, certain stuff that some people can handle, certain stuff that most of us others can't handle. And I feel I base it all on experiences as well. Like one thing that I advise a lot of people to do, don't be scared of your experiences, or to try, even if you're going to get it wrong, for example, don't think that people are going to judge you and whatnot. Because I think a lot of the time, for example, if you push through the tests and the trials and tribulations, I think you just become a stronger version of yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you say that's how you overcome like obstacles and stuff?
Yeah, true, man. I always say, for example, anything that I've got this new name, obviously I call myself the Flow Father,
yeah.
So I've got this new name called Fatherlina, that I keep calling myself. It comes from Houdini. So Houdini would always kind of get himself out of situations. For example, if he's like in, let's say even down to David Blaine, when they're in like war and them sort of things, for example, and people are like, wow, like how did they get out of that? So I think the mental health thing, for example, is the same thing. You're supposed to overcome it. People are supposed to think, he's not going to be able to do that one, and then you just overcome it. Do you know what I mean? And it's a more clap for yourself as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%. Yeah. What kind of things do you do to help ease your mind?
What kind of things do I do? I like having conversations with people. It allows me to know that I'm either not going through it myself, or someone else at least understands this. I can't just be bugging by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like having conversations with people. Even going out, like having walks or them sort of stuff. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves and we stay in one place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So taking walks and whatnot. Just sometimes take your mind off that specific subject that's stressing you out as well. You know what I mean? To find other things to do. Like, that's why I do music. It's a form of expression. You find other things to do, as opposed to I could be arguing with someone and then that's all we're doing. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And are there any words of wisdom you'd give to people who might be going through a tough time right now?
Yeah. Okay, so I call myself the motivator, and it's only because I've gone through certain things that I think I've gone through it earlier, like before certain people. So when I see them to kind of go through it and everything, I'll just advise everyone to just be calm. I think sometimes be still. Sometimes you're allowing the world to determine your next move, when it's realistically everything's supposed to be inside of you. You're supposed to determine your next move, or how you're supposed to govern everything. So just be calm. I advise people, if you don't believe in God, pray. Find some sort of thing, some sort of higher power than yourself, because sometimes you're the one that's in your own way. Do you get what I mean? And then the rest of it, just understand that tomorrow's another day as well. Like if you can't get back today, for example, if you don't finish your work today, you could always start again tomorrow. Do you get what I mean? It's either that, or it's going to pile up, and then you're going to think that you have to do everything, and then you're behind and you start doing all of that. Give yourself, be easy on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know what you mean when it comes to that. Definitely.
Yeah, of course. You have to be easy.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention or say?
No, I think you kind of got everything, you asked some good questions as well. So it's like, I think, definitely. I think you've kind of hit the nail on that.
I'm glad you liked them, because you had good answers as well. So appreciate you taking the time out. Guys, make sure you go and check Double S out. Where can people find you?
You can find me I'm everywhere, man. I'm bait. I'm not joking. But Instagram, double.s.official. You can add me on Snap, flow_father, and on Twitter, double S musician. Okay,
amazing. Guys, make sure you go and check him out. Really talented and really cool.
Am I right?
Really cool, humble guy as well. So make sure you go check him out. And thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me.
And tune in for our next video. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Under man, of course. I really been badding it up. Double on the father, what you telling me now? Get up on the rhythm and it's killy, you know. One by one, I really been tallying up.